All right, let's open the dossier on Dan Brown's origin. Today, we're diving into the fifth high-stakes adventure for our favorite Harvard symbologist, Robert Langdon. And believe me, this one is a head-on collision between ancient faith and the bleeding edge of science. That's right, he was back. After dealing with a world-threatening plague in Inferno, you might think he'd get a break. Nope. This wasn't just another book. It promised to tackle the two biggest questions we've ever asked. Where did we come from? And where are we going?
But to really get a handle on origin, you gotta look at the bigger picture. This isn't just some standalone thriller. It is a critical piece in a much, much larger puzzle. So let's pinpoint exactly where it fits in the whole Langdon legacy.
5. Origin is the fifth time we've been on one of these frantic, code-breaking sprints with Robert Langdon. And this was a pretty big milestone, you know? It's where the series really started to evolve from just digging up historical conspiracies to tackling the future of our very existence.
So it officially joins the ranks after world shakers like The Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, The Lost Symbol, and Inferno. And while those books went after the foundations of art, history, and secret societies, Origin had its sights set even higher, the future of science and religion themselves. And you can see this incredible thematic handoff from its predecessor, Inferno. See, Inferno was all about the future of humanity through the lens of biology and, well, Dante's hell. Origin takes that baton but shifts the whole race. It's not about how we might end, but how we all began, tackling creation through tech and AI. It's a really natural, fascinating evolution of the core ideas.
Okay, so now let's pop the hood on the book itself. Themes aside, let's declassify the raw data, the stuff that made Origin is such a massive literary event.
So here are the vitals. The author, of course, is the man himself, Dan Brown, published by Doubleday, his longtime partner in this whole series. And that release date, October 3rd, 2017, that marked a 4-year wait since Inferno, which, as you can imagine, had millions of fans just desperate to know what Langdon was up to next.
And what about the genre? Well, it is pure 100% Dan Brown. You've got that perfect, high-octane blend of crime, mystery, and thriller. It's the formula, right? Ancient secrets, a brilliant new colleague for Langdon, stunning European locations, and a puzzle that only he can solve with a clock ticking down to 0.
Let's break it down by the numbers. It's a pretty hefty 461-page journey. If you're an audiobook fan, Paul Michael is the voice who brings it to life. And that iconic spiral cover, that was the work of Michael J. Windsor. Every single one of these details was fine-tuned for a huge, global blockbuster release.
So, we've got the context, we've got the hard data, but a Langdon story is never quite that simple, is it? The dossier shows one last, very tantalizing detail about what might be waiting for our favorite symbologist down the road.
Turns out, the story doesn't officially end with Origin. Now, look, nothing's been confirmed by Dan Brown or his publisher. But for years, there's been this placeholder title whispered among fans and in the book world for Langdon's next possible adventure, The Secret of Secrets.
And with that, our briefing on Origin is closed. It's a really pivotal chapter, one that yanked Langdon out of ancient history and threw him headfirst into the biggest scientific debates of our time. And while we all wait to see if the secret of secrets is real, Origin leaves us hanging with its own massive question. In this new world of insane technology, can faith and science ever actually find a way to coexist?